son.
Well, Gramps.
That man.
Start till him reach. Rockers.
Yeah, man, baby.
Oh, na 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 na. Baby, oh, na na na. Just one touch, one kiss from your lips. It's heaven, yeah. Loving you is like the perfect love song. You know, the one that you always want to hear. And when my day's going all wrong, seeing you is like the song in my ear. So all I need is you, baby. Body to body with only you, baby. I don't need another. 'Cause baby, what we got, we got a perfect love song. I just the way you look by me when you see me. And the way you put it by me when you give me. I saw me love when the fire blaze, you see me. Now I'm gonna see me roam round like I'm a gypsy. You're like a piece to a pot, queen to a king, bullet to a gun. What they got in common is they all belong together. And it's made me realize that loving you is like the perfect love song. You know, the one that you always want to hear. And when my day's going all wrong, seeing you is like the song in my ear. So all I need is you, baby. Body to body with only you, baby. And I don't need another. 'Cause baby, what we got, we got a perfect love song. You got me overjoyed with the love that you're giving to me. Me can't ask for nothing more. Don't I need, I already have, 'cause you're here with me. Baby, it's you and I forevermore. Baby, you're like a plane to the sky, car to the streets, key to the ignition, baby. What they got in common is they all belong together. And it's made me realize that loving you is like the perfect love song. You know, the one that you always wanna hear. And when my day's going all wrong, seeing you is like the song in my ear. So all I need is you, baby. Body to body with only you, baby. And I don't need another. 'Cause baby, what we got a perfect love song.
Baby, everything about this love we share is perfect. Nothing on the road we can come near it, no worth it. Every room you sleep in, and you light it up like lights in a Times Square, New Year's Eve, electricity, Tokyo. Woman, you love a fall upon me like the falls of Niagara. Lift me higher than the peaks on the mountains of Kenya. With you I reach a level that is ever blessed.
And it's made me realize that you is like the perfect love song. The one that you always wanna hear. And when my day's going all wrong, seeing you is like the song in my ear. So all I need is you, baby. Body to body with only you, baby. And I don't need another. 'Cause baby, what we got, we got a perfect love song. Baby, we got a perfect love song. Oh, oh, oh.
Boy, I tell you, the perfect love song is nice and easy, warm and easy. Take it to my sweet island of Jamaica, make everything nice. Give the heritage spice.
By the river I saw you, girl, washing your tears away. He must be mad for leaving you, but I'm the lucky one. Washing your tears away. I gave my heart to you as you cry your tears for him. Baby, your tears no longer flow. My love, I can hide no more. He left you there to wash your tears. but I'm the lucky one. Washing your tears away as we hold hands by the riverside. Baby, your tears no longer flow. My love, I can hide no more. He left you there to wash your tears, but I'm the lucky one. Baby, your tears no longer flow. My love, I can hide no more. He left you there to wash your tears, but I'm the lucky one. Washing your tears away. I gave my heart to you as you cry your tears for him. Baby, your tears no longer flow. My love, I can hide no more. He left you there to wash your tears, but I'm the lucky one. Washing your tears away. I gave my heart to you as you cry your tears for him. Baby, your tears no longer flow. My love, I can hide no more. He left you there to wash your tears, but I'm the lucky one. Washing your tears away. I gave my heart to you as you cry your tears for him. Baby, your tears no longer flow. My love, I can hide no more. He left you there to wash your tears, but I'm the lucky one. Baby, your tears no longer flow. My love, I can hide no more. He left you there to wash your tears, but I'm the lucky one. Washing your tears away. I gave my heart to you as you cry your tears for him.
The Monday beat, chasing the Monday blues out of here. I love this one. Wash your tears away. Derek Otto did this one. Yes, he's called me up, and he emailed me, and I said I'm going to play it, because if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So in the Monday beat, you heard Anthony Cruz's Leave the Door Open, Morgan Heritage with Perfect Love, and finally wrapping it up, Wash Your Tears Away by Derek Otto. So if you're here, see Derek anywhere, you can tell him Lady Deep kept her promise. She played your song. Thank you, Derek. I love it. I love it. Good evening, everyone. How are you? What's going on out there in the world of heat? How the heat treating everybody? I hope not too badly. I hope you have air conditioning so you're not burning up, being outside and still stepping into a house that is hot, and then you have to use the fan, because you and I know how hot here, hot here, hot here, hot here. When it's blowing, it's not nice. You feel like you should just turn the fan off. So welcome to the show. Hey, Georgette. Good evening, Georgette. You enjoyed Saturday's show. The thing I love about, electronic digital media, we did Saturday morning runnings 2 Saturdays ago. And so the crew and I, we decided we would do the rebroadcast this past Saturday. Would you believe Georgette watched it and thought it was live? When I said to her, but that was last week. She was like, what? Yes, we did a rebroadcast and it was good. So I'd like to welcome everyone to the show this afternoon. I am still in my independence mode. Can I tell you? I'm in my green shirt today, sporting my nice gold looking, call it yellow, but necklace. Yes, ma'am. And my black pants, my palazzo pants today. My little mini bell bottom pants going on. So yes, it's a good day. My name is Denise Lady D Gomez. It's 5:45 p.m. The show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Narita Avenue in the Bronx.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Narita Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
To my YouTubers, our numbers are rising for the subscribing process that we're on. So I'm inviting you while you're on to share the link with someone and let them know they need to subscribe to the channel. Remind them there is no cost to subscribing. Sometimes when you're saying it, it's like people don't get it. You don't have to pay to subscribe to a person's channel. All you need to do is tap the word subscribe, and you tap the bell. There's a little bell there, and then you just tap the word all, and whenever we are broadcasting, you'll see it. That's all there is to it, because I need to get to 1,000. So I'm almost at 600 now. I'm not 590 something, I think. So while you're watching, don't just stay there by yourselves and not share it with someone and have them subscribe. Okay? Last evening, I attended the 60th Independence Church service at Bronx Bethany Church of the Nazarene, and it was a tasteful event. Everything was cued right. Everybody knew their role, did not overstep their boundaries, and the word that came from the pastor of Bronx Bethany, I wrote down the 3 pointers that he mentioned in his sermon or his message. It said it was all about servant leadership or servant. I don't remember the topic, but I quickly jotted down. Number 1, he says the challenge of servanthood. Because some of us, when we are serving, there's a challenge, all kinds of challenges it comes with. Number 2, opportunity of servant leadership, where it can take you. And all this he tied into scripture, by the way, but it was so practical to Jamaicans, our culture, and the road that we have taken over the years. And now we are 60 as a nation. It was good. And the final one he mentioned, the priority of surrender. It was so good, man. I believe they have it on their website and the Jamaica diaspora too. So I'm going to see if I can get it. But it was really, really good. So I attended that last evening. On Saturday, I didn't go anywhere. I wanted to watch the Grand Gala, and that I did. I sat down in my frock, my little altar back Jamaica dress, my little Jamaican dress. Yes, and I watched it. Man, pose up in my chair with my 2 big hoops in my ears and enjoyed the gala. So nobody can tell me I wasn't at the 60th, right? But what a blessing, social media, when used for positive ventures such as this. We could just feel a part of the festivities for this 60th year celebration and not waiting for anyone to tell us anything. And, sometimes by the time it gets to you, it's lost in translation, So I just feel so good about Jamaica and the areas that they need to work on. they, I'm sure, will make a very concerted effort to do so. Nothing not perfect. You know, a lot of us, when we're talking, we talk in the ideal. Ideally, X should be X'd, but it doesn't always work that way. And when you operate at that level, where there should be no gray areas, you find yourself more stressed than you need to be, than you should be. And that's what happens a lot of times. We think it should go so, but it's not always going to be like that. We don't live in a real world. We don't have perfect human beings. And when we are operating as though we are, it becomes chaotic, because the moving parts are so many. By the time you start pulling them together, you realize, but this piece is broken, like a jigsaw puzzle. So is our nation. The jigsaw puzzle is yet to come together. You know that beautiful map that we have, right? When you say to yourself, oh my, look how the island just shape out. But if something tragic should occur and it causes a part of the landscape to shift, that beautiful format that you look at, the form of the island with the water that surrounds us, would not be the same. A piece of the puzzle would have gotten messed up. And so I just want to, I wasn't there, Georgette. I wasn't at the Yankee Stadium. So I'd like to say hi to everyone tuning in with me this afternoon. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez, and want to remind you that you're tuned in to the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Now, what's in the zone this afternoon? And that's a segment, by the way. After playing several videos of children in primary and preparatory schools and researching historical facts for the Jamaica 60th independence, I was reminded that education and agriculture are two critical areas our nation must place emphasis on to advance nation building. And you know why I thought of that? We've been discussing on my radio program, in addition to others, but on my platform, about the purpose of education, why it is critical for us to be literate people. Even if we stop at grade 9, we should be able to read and write. Even if you stop in high school, that would have been the last pursuit. You should be able to read and write. Because when you're able to read and write, you're able to form a logical opinion because you're able to read a material. You're able to decipher. You're able to articulate it at your level the best way you can. Now, when we have a nation that is not fully literate, there are so many variables to consider. The negative aspect of it, because yes, if you can read and write and you have a nation at 100% literacy just popping left, right, and center, nobody have no qualms at all. So when we are children, our first rule from your parents is to send you to school. Now, we have discussed that there are children whose educational path got disturbed, got shifted. Why? Because if the family structure was struggling financially, a child had to step in to either assist early morning to get up and to go to bush with papa, mama, whomever, to help. And sometimes by the time the chore would be done, they would be so exhausted. And in the 60 years, many have walked to school tired, barefooted, and have not eaten anything. And Jamaicans will tell you that they went to school under free education. Jamaicans will tell you that they fell asleep in the class. They will tell you that when it was exam time, they just could not concentrate. And especially if you go to school on a hungry stomach, it is not likely that you're able to learn. But there are those children who pushed so hard despite. So if it was only to eat, like Maxine would share, or Shernette would share, or Jackie would share on my Saturday morning, or I would share. Granted, I never had those hard experiences, but I understand it because I saw it with children who went to school with me. So when we can't read and write, there's going to be a significant impact on our nation. And the planters have a significant role. One of the greatest roles in humanity is to plant, reap, so that people can buy to sustain themselves, because we need food. No matter how much hydration you get, whether it's water, coconut water, some kind of energy drink of any sort, you're going to need food. So while we are now moving forward 60 plus how many days now, right? That should be the emphasis. We need people to be able to read and write. Why? Because if they can read and write, they're better able to make more informed decisions. They're better able to, as a nucleus, as a family, be able to decipher things better. They will be able to have intervention, and I speak of that because the numerous tragedies that have been taking place with families is out of ignorance sometimes. And the ignorant aspect I'm talking about is when a person cannot relate, they can't communicate. So you say something to them, even if it is not meant in a negative way, they react negatively. Why? Because they don't understand what you're saying. So half the time they run for the lass, the cutlass, they go for a weapon or something, and that becomes their means of defense. They have to respond, they have to react, but they don't know how to react with a conversation. So across the board, our ability to reason logically, you have to be able to read and write. There are people who have just gone through life not being able to read and write. They never chop anybody, they never kill anybody, but there is still that dark space that they're in because they're not literate. They're just functional. They're just operating, but that's to the extent of how far they can go. So I believe as a nation, we have to, which is where they're heading, and I'm hoping, because just this past Thursday, Chris was sharing with me that he went to Elim Agricultural School, and he hasn't even been pursuing it because there really was much to do. The question I did ask him, however, is, were you not self-motivated, or you just weren't motivated at all? And it could be a composite of things. And so I believe that we need to push for people to read and write, and it will prevent a lot of things. We talk about our Jamaican culture, and you know what that is? The culture. It is people, it is food, it is our music, it is our interaction, it is our language, just everything that makes us up, our culture. And when we brag and talk about our Jamaican culture, notwithstanding that there are still people who can't read, and there are still people who are planting, and people are teeth them stuff. They bait you. I said that on Monday. People plant and people watch and watch to see how the food grow. And before you know it, they target the farmer and thief them stuff. Why you think? Because they're just not educated enough to say, hey, what is not yours is not yours. Leave it, as we would say, leffy alone. So I'm hoping that's what's in the zone this afternoon, that parents will see the need to send their children to school no matter what. No matter what. Poor, send them. Because if you tell a teacher, most teachers are sensitive. If you tell a teacher that I have to send Tommy to school without lunch, I guarantee you, there are teachers who will have that heart to say, send him when he comes, we'll send him to the tuck shop or send him to lunchroom and get them something to eat. Schools have programs, feeding programs, that they're offering in the schools in Jamaica. No child should go hungry. And so I believe we must educate our nation. And intervention is critical and farming is paramount. You cannot have a nation that simply want to get clothes and shoes from a barrel. That's just not it. Not enough. That's my take. It's 1 minute after 6 o'clock. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. Good afternoon to you. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll be keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. It's a beautiful afternoon. What is the afternoon called? Monday. It's Monday. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let's get on with the show. And of course, okay. So, and in center stage, again, I mentioned that, we will be talking about children who went to college in the Ukraine and so on. It's a time for us to reevaluate how we think, why we do what we do, and how we're getting it done. Hello to my YouTubers. Don't forget our telephone, and good afternoon to you. Don't forget our telephone number is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. If you wish to call and share your comments, you can, 914-600-4228. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. News is coming up in a minute. Stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good afternoon, Lady D.
Hello there, Madam Glovia. How you do? Happy?
Yes, I listen to how you present these things. But you know what? When I was in Jamaica, the teacher always, when I go to a parent-teachers meeting, he said the children, the parents of the children that they would really want to see, they don't come. Well, if people were listening to your program, you understand what I'm saying? The people that are to listen to know that certain things is important in life. Education is one of the most important things. Yes, because they can think, I don't think they can think rational. I have dealt with people that can't read, and I think they can't hold a good conversation. I don't think so. The two that I've dealt with. Because when you're saying A and B, they tell you this a must do fall off and donkey.
Right.
So they are very, I mean, they live, they function, and some of them well behaved, well put together, get a job. But the important thing is to learn to read and write. Very important point.
Yes, ma'am.
But the people that should hear this, I don't think they're listening.
Well, they'll hear at some point.
Okay, because I love to listen because you say me too old to learn.
That's true. Absolutely.
And I've learned a lot from your program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Continued.
All right, my
You're
love.
welcome.
Take it easy. Okay. So good
Okay.
afternoon. Thank you so much. So good afternoon to you, and you. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. You may interrupt the program at any time. I'll be featuring the news, but if you'd like to call me, I'm open to accepting your phone calls. Keeping you in the know with news happenings and facts is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Good afternoon. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. Two of Jamaica's premier singers, Sanchez and Derek Morgan, were the center of attention at Jamaica's Diamond Jubilee celebrations on August 6. They received Music Icon Awards for their contribution to the island's music. Vuvuzelas, whistles, screams, and even pot covers could be heard across the National Stadium in St. Andrew as the citations were read for the recipients who were conferred with their honors by Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Olivia Babsey-Grange. According to Grange, she and her team have made it a duty to acknowledge musical greats while they are alive. Quote, "We have to honor our great people. We have to let them know that we appreciate their contribution in making this little nation such a powerful nation, where although we're small, a little dot on the map, and although we're less than 3 million people, we have impacted the world," she told the Jamaica Observer. In his acceptance speech, Morgan, who is visually impaired, said the recognition resonates with him after 6 decades in the music industry. "This is the greatest thing that ever happened to me at the age of 82 years old. I was waiting for this a long time, and now it comes," he said before launching into a forward march. "We're independent and the conqueror." Morgan was conferred with the Order of Distinction from the government in 2001. As for Sanchez, whose given name is Kevin Jackson, this is the most notable recognition he has received from his country. Quote, "It's my greatest honor yet, my greatest presentation yet. I found out about it about 3 weeks ago, and it brought tears to my eyes because it's long awaited. I do deserve this," he told the Observer. "I want to be an ambassador for the country. I wanted to add that during my performance, the acoustics were bouncing all over the place, which affected the sound. There should have been a stage monitor or something, but I just wanted to point that out to my fans," he said. Sanchez treated the thousands of screaming patrons to a cameo set consisting of "Praise Him and I Love You, Lord, for Your Mercy Never Fails Me." The grand gala celebrations were held under the theme "Reigniting a Nation for Greatness." It provided an A1 experience for the patriots who turned out. Decked in different shades of black, green, and gold, the momentum started to build much earlier than 6 p.m. start time, and when things finally kicked off, it was pandemonium. Miss World 2019-2020 Tony Ann Singh led with a rendition of the national anthem as members of the Jamaica Defense Force, the JDF, hoisted the flag. She had a second appearance delivering an emotional rendition of Jimmy Cliff's "Many Rivers to Cross." One of the night's key points was a 300 drone display, which lit up the sky as they formed into cultural icons, including Louis Bennett Coverley, Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, as well as the coat of arms, Ackee, the national fruit, and the hummingbird, the national bird. Glacier Robinson, Sister Pat, Kookadoo, Barrington Levy, La Lee, and TJ had the crowd on its feet. Even Holness and Grange offered their version of the popular Lego the Bird dance. There were other aspects of entertainment which showed the versatility of Jamaica, including a mini fashion show, dance pieces, and a bike display. The cherry on top was the colorful fireworks display. Grange could not put a figure on the budget for the spectacular production. I would not be able to say the full budget because the contribution to make this happen was done in cash and kind, she said. I'm very pleased. I think it was a good night. I think everybody enjoyed themselves, and it was a grand affair for our 60th. We fused technology with our traditional culture and made it a very special night on a very special occasion. And a very special occasion it was. Glacier was there, as they mentioned, and Glacier flew back in time to get to the 60th church service held at Bronx Bethany last evening. And man, it was a powerful rendition of, her iconic song, Hold My Hand. So she sang that as well at the Grand Gala. I believe they did a great job in putting it together. She's even in an interview this morning, I heard Babsy Grange explaining that, in previous years, they would start planning 3 years ahead. This year, they only had a few months because the COVID, and they were trying to wrap their heads around, whether or not they should host it. So we commend them. There were areas that broke down. She explained that even the gates were closed too early. People bought tickets. People didn't show up who bought tickets, and they didn't want to have the place packed and just out of control. But apparently the gates were closed too early, and other things. But other than that, I believe the show went well. The gospel segment of the show, oh my goodness, they gave a good run for that, which we appreciated because we know that our nation is a nation of faith under God. And so they gave a good segment for that. And they tried to fuse the yesteryear and the modern day. So you could see that. They tried, and I think it worked. So the news continues. But I just had to, for those of you who were not privy to watching it, we were able to, and that has gone down in the archive. I had to say to myself that imagine all the people who participated in the 60th, including the preliminary events that were held. I was saying to myself, oh my goodness, this mirrors, as a matter of fact, what took place in 1962 when they would have been planning for that great landmark of independence. As a matter of fact, the flagpole that's still in the stadium, they have not changed that flagpole. It's there since 1962. So, all those things. So now that they've captured this on video, can you imagine, say, if we are still here and the world is still what it is, if 60 years down the road, they would be looking back at our clip and say, oh, it's old, because by then maybe they'll be in skyscrapers and all kind of stuff. Because when we look back and we see, oh, that was a black and white time, right? Black and white, real. But now we're in color. We're not in technicolor, We're in color, full-fledged color. So can you imagine? Oh my goodness. But I have to say, they really did their best, and we are so proud. So we are thankful to them. Also, I take you now to just to bring you in the know. So I'd like to have you take a look at the nations on the medals table at the Commonwealth Games for 2022 on the final day of action in Birmingham on Monday. So the Commonwealth Games, the overall medal tally: Australia, 67 gold. Can you figure that? That's because they entered almost everything. They come in like the U.S. They're so big they can do that. You know, they can enter their athletes in multiple events. So Australia got 67 gold, 57 silver, 54 bronze. So bronze, they went home with a total of 178 medals. England, 57 gold, 66 silver, 53 bronze. They went home with 2 less, so that's 176. Canada doing very well, you know. They got 26 gold, 32 silver, 34 bronze, and 92 in total. India, 22 gold, 16 silver, 23 bronze, 61 in total. New Zealand, 20 gold, 12 silver, 17 bronze, that's 49. Scotland, 13 gold, 11 silver, 27 bronze, that's 51. Nigeria, 12 gold, 9 silver, 14 bronze. Wales, 8 gold, 6 silver, 14 bronze at 28 medals. South Africa, 7 gold, 9 silver, 11 bronze. They went home with 27. Malaysia, 8, 8, 8, so that's 24. Northern Ireland, 7, 7, and 4, that's 18. Jamaica went home with 6 gold, 6 silver, and 3 bronze. They went home with 15 medals, which is great because there are nations that did not even have, okay, not a thing. Kenya followed Jamaica with 6, 5, 10. They got 10 bronze, so they went home with 21. Where are we? Yeah. And Singapore, 4, 4, and 4, and so they went home with 12. So just bringing you in the know about the full medals tally for the Commonwealth Games for 2022. And let's see what else is happening here for you. What time is it? 17 minutes after 6 o'clock. And don't forget, you can call me, 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. Is there anything you would like to discuss with me? Let's talk about it. Here is another headline about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. World champions Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price and Shericka Jackson and newly minted Commonwealth Games champion Rashid Broadbell were winners at Monday's event in Hungary, a World Continental Tour Gold meeting. Fraser-Price has been a model of consistency as she ran yet another sub 10.70 seconds time, winning the women's 100 meter in 10.67 seconds, the same time she ran in the finals of the World Championships in Eugene, Oregon last month, and the 4th occasion she has run that time this year. Natasha Morrison was 5th in a season's best of 11.06 seconds, and Brianna Williams was 6th in 11.14 seconds. Jackson reeled off her 8th consecutive win in the 200 meters after she clocked an easy-looking 22.02 seconds. Broadbell, who made up for missing the World Championships finals by winning the 110 meters hurdles at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham last week, just got to the finish line ahead of world champion Grant Holloway of the USA, both being credited with the same time of 13.12 seconds, while American champion Daniel Roberts was 3rd in 13.13 seconds. Another Commonwealth Games gold medalist, Geneve Russell, was 2nd in the women's 400 meters, running 54.14 seconds, and Rochelle Clayton was 3rd in 54.45 seconds. American gold record holder Sydney McLaughlin won in 51.68 seconds. Let me see who wants to talk to me on a beautiful Monday afternoon. Hello to you.
Hello, Lady B.
Hello to you.
Lady B.
Ma'am.
The news gone already?
Is the news? I'm here reading, ma'am. Is there anything you want to talk about in particular?
No, I show me here, then so then still I celebrate down there, so that's why I say maybe news not read.
Oh, you mean in terms of like a big event?
Yes.
No, not really. No, they're not like that. Quite possibly, you might have people who are still doing things, but not at the national level.
Okay.
Yes. So you hear anything that inspired you about the 60th celebrations? Because I know you're a lady into your news, you know.
No, sir. The only thing we hear Saturday, down in a civil parish, the gunman go hold up bar and take money.
You know. Oh, Lord.
Yes. In a civil parish, then really did.
Yes, ma'am.
These people them have that bar. And the gunman go in there and beat them up, but they never shoot none of them. Beat them up and take leave it in the bar and take the money out of the bar.
I got you. Okay. Well, thank God they didn't hurt anybody because we know how they're crazy.
Listen. Yes.
Yeah. I wish that didn't happen.
Back them up.
Oh, Lord.
Box them up.
Oh, man. Well, I'm actually reading the news and I do have some headlines here. So you can get back to me when I'm through. I'm almost finished, though. Okay?
Okay.
So we can talk a little more. You want to say something else?
No, Mr. Me do want here, but we can't get it on the station. I don't know what to this station here.
So, oh, Lord. You go on to the linkageradio.com.
Yes.
If you go to linkageradio.com, you can click on the tune. Let somebody assist you in clicking on the TuneIn app. You'll see the app there. They'll see the app, the icon with the app. And then when they click on it, it takes you right in to listen to the station.
Yes, I just get him a little more.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm
I
not
don't know.
sure what happened to you, dear, my Hortense. I'm not sure.
You must want me beat it.
Lordy. Let me see. But it's on, man. It's on. Yes, so if they can assist you with that, you can get it. You go to the linkageradio.com, let them click on the TuneIn app, and you'll hear what's going on, my love.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Really.
Okay, because see, I can hear my voice on it right now, okay?
Okay.
And I hear you too. All right then. Okay. All righty. Thank you for calling, my Hortense. Good to hear you.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. All righty. So I'm continuing. I just have a few minutes left, however. So that's just some sporting information for you. And as you know, we tore up the under-20 championships already. So need I say any more on that? Here is another headline for you that I'd like to share also. Coming out of Mexico City, Mexico will attempt to send an aquatic drone into a collapsed coal mine where 10 miners have been trapped since last week. Laura Velazquez, National Civil Defense Coordinator, said Monday that images from the drone could help authorities decide whether to send in divers without putting them at risk. She also said that 25 pumps were working to remove water from the flooded shafts. Water was once 111 feet, that's 34 meters deep, was now between 55 and 78 feet, 17 and 26 meters deep. The mine in Sabinas, Coahuila, about 70 miles southwest of Eagle Pass, Texas, collapsed last Wednesday with 15 miners inside. 5 managed to escape with injuries. Authorities say the miners breached a neighboring space filled with water. There has been no contact with the remaining 10. The miners' families are desperate, and some complained Sunday that President Andrés Manuel López Obrador gave them little information when he visited the site. Quote, I appreciate that he has come to take a photo with my pain, the pain of my family and the pain of every one of us here, said Lucia Rodriguez, mother of one of the minors, in a video circulated on social media. I hope that his photograph serve his policy well. The president said that as a public servant, you have to be willing to always pay the tax of humiliation, but that his conscience is clear because the rescue teams arrived to the site in 2 hours and have been working day and night to rescue the miners. The state and federal prosecutors' offices have opened investigations to determine those responsible for the accident. Such small mines are often the result of locals who get concessions and then contract a team of miners. Experts say they seldom have the safety plans and equipment necessary to reduce the risk of accidents. In June and July of 2021, cave-ins at 2 Coalia mines claimed the lives of 9 miners. Mexico's worst mining accident also occurred in Coalia on February 19, 2006, when an explosion ripped through the Pasta de Concos mine while 73 miners were inside. 8 were rescued with injuries including serious burns. The rest died, and only 2 of their bodies were recovered. And it is now 26 minutes after 6 o'clock. I'm wrapping up the segment, keeping you in the know. If you'd like to call me, you can. 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. Here is another headline for you. Out of Fort Myers in Florida, a vegan woman convicted of murder in the malnutrition death of her young son must wait a bit longer to learn her sentence. Sheila O'Leary, 38, whose family followed a strict vegan diet, was convicted in June on 6 charges: first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, aggravated manslaughter, child abuse, and 2 counts of child neglect in the death of Ezra O'Leary. Her sentencing was postponed on Monday to August 15 in Lee County, Florida. Her husband, Ryan Patrick O'Leary, faces trial on the same charges this month. Investigators said the couple told them the family ate only raw fruits and vegetables. Although the toddler who also was fed breast milk, the boy weighed just 17 pounds, that's 8 kilograms, and was the size of a 7-month-old baby, a police report said. This child did not eat. He was starved to death over 18 months. Francine Donoromo, the Special Victims Unit Chief at the Lee County State's Attorney's Office, said during the trial. The couple had 2 other children, ages 3 and 5, who also were malnourished, investigators said. A 4th child had been returned to her biological father during an earlier malnutrition case in Virginia, court records show. Her lawyer showed pictures of O'Leary with one of her children during the trial, seeking to show she never intended to harm them. Quote, "Does that look like a mom who wants to kill her kid?" Unquote. Attorney Lee Hollander I apologize. Hollander said just because it happened does not mean she committed a crime. Hollander has requested a new trial, saying errors led her to her conviction. If that motion is granted, she said she wants a new lawyer, telling the judge in July that her attorney did not defend her the way she wanted him to. Now, isn't this a very, very sad case? It tells you that people can be so entrenched in their beliefs that they will bring harm and death. Because if you are on a raw vegan diet, which is just fruits and vegetables, and as a mother nursing, your child will not get the nourishment that they need. And so the child died. And that's what you call extremism. People will go to the extreme based on their own preferences, their own personal convictions, but yet it results and something tragic. That's very, very, very sad. That's very sad. And we see it every day. Cultic practices happen. People who just form something and it don't sound so logical and plausible to them. But it's dangerous. Very dangerous. And so I'm wrapping up also with another headline. It's 6:30 p.m. and this is my final headline for the afternoon. Struck by allegations that the operator of a daycare facility is before the courts on sexual grooming charges while facing another 40 sex-related counts, an official of the Early Childhood Commission, ECC, is again pleading with parents to ensure that they entrust their children only to ECC-sanctioned entities. Quote, "When we have early childhood institutions that continue to operate without being registered, then the possibility exists that something like this, sex offenses, can happen," unquote, cautioned board chair of the Early Childhood Commission, Tricia Williams-Singh. If we don't know about you, early childhood institution, then clearly you would not have done a police record, which speaks to fit and proper, chair of the outline in an interview with the Observer. The individual now before the court was arrested and charged following a 2020 incident in which he reportedly plied a 13-year-old with liquor and touched her private parts before taking her to his house, where he offered her money in exchange for intercourse. The man, who was allegedly found with 20,000 performance enhancement capsules, was last week remanded in custody when he appeared before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court after prosecutors detailed the magnitude of the allegations against him. It is mandatory that anyone working in the early childhood sector must produce a police record, and in the event that you have a police record and you are not fit and proper, you cannot operate in the sector, unquote, Williams-Singh pointed out. She noted that with the return of many parents to their desks, giving the lifting of work-from-home protocols, which existed during the heights of the novel coronavirus pandemic, parents have to be more vigilant about where their children are during work hours. The police records are very critical. That is why we always ask our public, please, when you send your child to an institution, always ask if they have a permit to operate. It is critical. We have seen improvements, but personally, I'm still not pleased. There are still institutions that are operating that we are unaware of because they have not applied for a permit to operate. We ask our parents to help us because you are the one leaving your child there. We also ask that they display their permit, Williams-Singh stressed. There is no holding back where the Early Childhood Commission is concerned. Once there is a breach, this is our recommendation, and we are steadfast on it. You have to close. You cannot operate, she stated. In the meantime, she said that while the Commission continues to be hampered by a lack of resources to do the necessary monitoring on its own, other issues outside its control were creating further impediments. Here it is. In other countries, before you even think of holding children to take care of, you have to apply to the state. But we continue in our beautiful country to do this and then come to the state. It has to be that from you think about the fact that you're going to be caring for more children around you than your own, that you say, let me go apply to the state. It's not saying, let me set up an operation, then I go to the Early Childhood Commission. No, you need to come first, she urged. You can't have children and adults sharing a restroom. If you choose to turn where you live into a daycare, it can't be that the occupants of your house share a bathroom with the children. You have to create their own space. The truth is, we still require more resource in terms of inspectors. We do need more, Williams-Singh told the Observer. Currently, there are just under 2,800 early childhood institutions in operation in Jamaica, Under the Early Childhood Act of 2005, an ECI is defined as any place that cares for 4 or more children under the age of 6 years for up to 6 hours per day. This includes nurseries, daycare centers, basic schools, kindergartens, infant schools, and infant departments. The Early Childhood Act 2005 and the Early Childhood Regulations of 2005 describe the requirements that an ECI must meet in order to be registered by the ECC as a legally operating institution. I personally endorse this because I know we want to make money. Money is critical to our daily existence. But if you're going to be opening a little daycare because you have a big room, it's not just about that. And you have people who are working for you, who are molesting people's children. And then the parents who drop the children off may know the person as friend. So they may feel a little more comfortable taking them there. But it's always best to go the right route. It's not today people are operate on them back porch, in a them bedroom, living room, and I get it. But it can turn out to be a problem for the operator who is not legally registered. Serious things happen. And in this case, it did. What can I say? This is Inside the Zone, keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts. Brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. Have you passed by recently? Let me walk you through very quickly to tell you that Seafood Saturday, brown stew fish, steamed fish with a variety. Baked salmon with chili sauce, fried shrimp, butter shrimp, garlic shrimp, shrimp pasta, peppered shrimp. Oh, seafood pasta. So much more. Call them 718-324-7484. They are my sponsors. I'd like you to support them. Don't forget, education is the key to success. The Let's Talk Show with John Hines in association with Jamaica Ex-Police Association Bronx Chapter and designer Maureen Evans present the first scholarship fundraiser. This year's recipient, Kimal J. Farnham of St. George's College High School in Jamaica. DJs Ray Ray, Bly, Fifth Element, and the MC Al Jam Smith. Venue Jamex Social Club, 3447 Baychester Avenue, Bronx, New York. August 20. The doors open at 9 p.m. Refreshments on sale. Tickets only $30, and it includes your food. For more information, call Mr. Hines 347-744-0945 or Maureen Evans 646-427-4324. Al Jam Smith 917-273-3456. And it's brought to you courtesy of Best Choice Restaurant, Primetime Bakery, FashionsByMarine.com, Let's Talk Show with John Hines, Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez, Caribbean Connection Restaurant, Linkage Radio, Fabric and Yarn, and Co-op City Cab. So it's this coming Saturday. So all of you gonna meet up, greet up, laugh up, drink up, eat up, and one happy family. It's going to be good. Now, I'd like to make a public service announcement very quickly. Should LaToya Jones be listening to this radio station, LaToya, I am in possession of your personal information. I would like you to contact this telephone number. And if somebody is listening who knows LaToya Jones, she can contact this telephone number, 914-304-2592. 914-304-2592. If you know LaToya Jones, please have her contact me at this number. I found some very delicate information in a little purse, and I would like to get it to her because her personal information is here, and you don't want it in the hands of nobody else. So I have it. I would like somebody, if you hear me announcing this as a public service announcement, could you please pass on the information to her? Have her contact 914-304-2592. So hello everyone. Would you like a little tune? I've been talking all afternoon and not enough music. It's my Reggae Music Monday. Good afternoon everybody. How about some Maxi Priest? Don't forget the telephone number is 914-600-4228. Give me a call if you like. Let me hear from you. Fatal attraction is where I'm at. There's no escaping me. I just wanna be close to you. And you are the things you want me to. I just wanna be close to you and show you the way I feel. I feel love when I'm lying in the midnight hour. Hello, Vero. I'm just getting a chance to say hi to my YouTubers. And you're holding me the way you do. Hey, Pat. You make my dreams come true. King Ryan. You make my dreams come true. I just wanna be. Hey, Jack. I saw your note. Every time your body's next to mine, something deep inside of me wants to love you endlessly. When you touch, girl, you don't know how it makes me feel. I just can't believe it's real. I can't believe it's real. Elastic words, I'm on a countdown till I get hurt. Her blood was hot, she burned so bright. A neon sign there in the night. It's hard to say if I went too far. My heart still bears a scar. I just wanna be close to you. I just wanna be close to you. Living a life like a backstreet dream. Yeah, it's my Reggae Music Monday. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? This is Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station, 24/7, 365 days for the year. You just keep hearing us, whether they're near or far. All the presenters whose voices you're hearing on the station. Want to say hi to Dex. I saw Dex and Uncle Ken Donkey. I forgot to tell him this afternoon, but then we were on other matters. Lordy Jesus, Dex was at a donkey race. So he captured it on social media, and because I had my own experience with Uncle Ken Donkey, I had to say it's Uncle Ken Donkey. Because I tell you all how I drop off Uncle Ken Donkey, big time. So I tell you, I was just so busy as a child. Anyway, so 6:44 p.m. Good afternoon to everyone. It's a glorious day. It's Monday. It's nice outside. Today was steamy, ma'am. Almost balmy. We went up to what? 92. We're now at 89 in the Bronx, that is. And it's not far from Westchester, so we're pretty much on the same. But we went up to about 92 today. I walked out because I needed a little vitamin D. So I did go out. So good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're well. And for the benefit of those, you know me. For the benefit of those, I can't assume everybody watch everything. If I did, then what is my purpose? I can't just assume everybody know everything and see everything because I don't know everything. Good afternoon. How are you?
Life is good.
King.
What's going on? What's going on?
I'm busy.
Busy keep you out of trouble.
All the time. How was your independence?
My independence, what did I do?
You know what, Ryan?
I did not do much because I have only one day off.
Oh.
I was back at work on Sunday, running around the building again.
Oh, okay. So you just stayed.
But give thanks.
So you stayed home?
Yes, I stayed home Saturday, did some laundry, and that's about it.
Okay. So did you watch the Grand Gala?
I think I watched something. You sent me something, and I was watching, and then my sister called, and then my sister-in-law called, and everything went haywire after that.
Okay, so you're yet to go watch it. Because I was just about to play a snippet of it, you know.
Okay. Yes, but on the note of educating yourself, Lady B, and that note, it's a big note, and I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Some of us adults are living in that darkness still, and I think we as a Jamaican, a lot of us are afraid of the front page thing. You will say to someone, go do this, and they're even afraid to go, Lady D. Afraid to step up to go. They rather when you go, you come back and tell me. And a lot of us live in the dark. I tell a man, I come to this country, Lady D, and I try to learn everything from credit cards, taxes, everything.
And it has benefited you.
Lady D, when anyone hear me talk, they could swear I did do some university. I tell people from I left secondary school, I know go, but no. My sister always says, God know me never go nowhere else, because if me did go anywhere else, the world would have been in trouble. But in Jamaica, Lady D, before you leave secondary school, I don't know if they still do in secondary school. You have to do everything from clothing and textile, agriculture, cabinet making. You have to go through all of those. And the funny thing about me, I was only given some days out of the week to attend certain classes. I wasn't a full secondary school student those days. So I used to go some evenings, and I remember vividly the cabinet making I used to have to attend on a Saturday. And because I wasn't a student, Mr. Reed, never forget that man, he said, Ryan, I could only teach you on a Saturday. And I used to go anywhere, Lady D. And after I leave there and I went and go live with my father, I learned brazing, I learned a little bit of electrical, I learned plumbing. Plumbing in the hardest grade of threading pipe. Them not do them things anymore. Only here in New York, I still see when they go to run the gas pipe, it's threading they do. And I could relate to that for a man the other day, and he asked if I want a job, and I said, no, sir, me too old now. But it brings me right back, Lady D, and I dare to tell young people, there is nothing like marketing yourself. Make yourself in the know.
I agree with you, Ryan.
People just scared, Lady D. Some of us scared of numbers. We're scared of reading. We're scared of this. We're scared of that. I come to America here, Lady D, and I purchase a computer. Nobody ever taught me how to press a key on this computer.
You taught yourself.
And I'm now doing my own taxes plus doing other people's taxes. I don't went to no tax school.
Okay. Sure. Congrats. That's a good move. That's a good
because
move,
my
Ryan.
sister does it, and I used to sit with her on a Saturday when she used to do it and call out the numbers, you know, all them numbers on the W2. I used to sit with her on a Saturday and watch how she do people taxes and tell me, I said, me have to learn to do this.
And learn you
When
did.
your people, oh yes, learn. When you get into numbers, Lady D, you want to. I do my taxes over 20, 11 times, and that's why I tell people I can know how people try to dream screech to the government, because when you change numbers, you see numbers, and numbers don't lie. Yeah.
So you're one of those self-motivated individuals.
Curious Lady D. I'm very nosy.
But for the right reason.
Even credit card, you find Jamaicans will tell you, oh, me don't want no credit card. Credit card are good something. Lady D, I can tell everybody they're a liar. I don't know what it is, Lady D, to go to an ATM. Never have, don't know.
So you don't have a debit card either then?
I have a debit card because I have a bank account, and they so it expires, so they sent me a new one. But don't ask me the PIN.
Oh, okay. And that's
because
how
I tell myself I have to learn this credit card business. It can't be all wrong.
All right, hold your thought one moment. Someone has also engaged. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lady D, and to all my classmates. How are you all?
The class is in session. Class is in session.
I know class is in session. Oh, yes, I see they're very busy in the chat room.
Oh, indeed. So I see.
Okay,
How
well,
you
I'm
doing?
not going to be long. I just want to say, you know, as far as the daycare is concerned, back in the days, anybody could just open up a daycare.
Yeah.
And I guess it was okay. But today, there are legal aspects and there are ramifications. One has to have a license because there are pedophiles out there. There are so many people who are sexually engaged and they are attracted to young kids. And of course, you know, if the stream is muddy, the head, they're gonna go for the head. They're not just gonna go for the stream itself. So, you know, in all things, we now have to be very, very careful. Where the law is concerned, it's best to be ahead of the game. One has to have the know-how, go about doing things the legal way and the right way. And that way, you know, when trouble comes, you know, trouble will generally find you. But if you're ahead of the game, then you have nothing to worry about. It is so sad that so many young children, excuse me, are sexually molested. And they start off as infants. They're starting off as infants, you know. They don't wait until they're little children anymore. And so we have to be very careful where parents must be concerned where they're leaving their children. Make sure that the place is legal, you know. And, I mean, we cannot be 100% sure, but at least there are some questions that you must ask. You know, what is the license number for the daycare? Are they licensed to operate? You know, I mean, there's just so much that entails opening up a daycare now. It's just no mom and pop anymore. You know, you've got to go by the law.
Yes.
Those are my few words.
Thank you, Pat.
Okay.
Good hearing from you.
You're welcome, Lady D. All right. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Bye-bye.
Yes, Ryan. So you are self-motivated and you don't own no credit card and you have been doing your own analysis and research, right?
No, you would not want to know the amount of a credit card account I have.
Oh, I hear you. Okay.
The last time I checked, them said it was 20-something account.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 20-something, probably about 5 is active, up and running. And I tell people, challenge yourself with these credits. Go ahead.
No, I'm hearing you. Because we
What
have,
people need to understand.
it's 6:54, so we have to wrap up in a minute.
Okay, yeah. All people have to do, Lady D, put everything to paper. Put everything to paper. And then you hear people talk about them not have money and them can't this. Put everything you spend to paper. People just go on a spending spree and then run to the ATM and drop the money and then use the credit card on the other hand. When the end of the month comes, they can't find nothing because the money went left and right.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to do better. We need to learn. Nothing is wrong with it. It's good to know. It's good to know.
Thank you for sharing always, Ryan.
All right, my love. You be good. Stay cool.
I try my best.
All right, later.
Right. Take it easy. All righty. We are winding down. 5 minutes to go before we wrap up the show on a Monday afternoon with the Monday Drive. Keeping you in the know. Let me take you to the National Stadium. This happened on Saturday at the Independence Gala. Couldn't help myself. I have to share a little bit of it with you.
The bright red, blue, green, black and yellow colors of the shoots are being shown on the main screen. Two jumpers, Captain Avinash Dionorian and one of the Class 1 Cleveland O'Brien, as they come in, ladies and gentlemen, getting even closer, targeting the northern end of the grounds. There, the first jumper comes in and lands on the eastern end of the ground. A round of applause for the first jumper.
This flagpole is the same one on which our flag was raised for the very first time on August 6, 1962.
So I'm just sharing bits and pieces of it for you. So that's when they were hoisting the flag.
To our leaders, great defender.
I'm dreaming of a new Jamaica, 60 years of peace and love.
Well, that's how I close the show. But it was a really, really great production, and I hope you are feeling good about your nation. The bad things are going to be bad things. The great things are always going to be the great things. I found it a pleasure joining you this afternoon from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And it's time for me to dock myself home. So thank you for tuning in with me this afternoon. I'm looking forward to being back on Thursday to do it all over again with Center Stage from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thanks to my sponsor, Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and in everything you do, remember it is the will of God concerning your life. Blessings and love, everyone. Mwah. I'm out of here.
Hello?
You're locked on to the number one radio station. Number one radio station.
They play the best music.
Number one. The best music for your listening pleasure.
There are